Good afternoon. Welcome to my castle Kornberg, which is in the south of Austria and Styria, and it belongs to our family since 1871. I will show you in the next few minutes our castle and also the houses around where we have some exhibitions. My name is Andreas Bardeau and I'm the administrator from our Kornberg Foundation, and also I'm the Consul of Romania here in Styria. In the following minutes we will go through our interior and also we will see some exhibitions. Let's go upstairs. And here you can see some influence from our family from the time from 1826 until the First World War. The influence is from Upper Italy, because in that time our family was in Venice and also in Trieste. You can see it from the terrazzo, and also you can see it here from the chairs. The chairs are nearly 500 years from the Renaissance time, and this is a special thing from my great-great-uncle. In that time, it is nearly 150 years, in that time the pupils who had gone also to a monastery school had also to learn some handcraft, and therefore he was also a carpenter, a special carpenter at that time, and when he ended his school he also was a master of these carpenters. On the left side here you can see Ludwig the 16th, who was murdered, and also his wife Marie Antoinette in the French Revolution. Here we go in our chapel. You can see it here. It was built in 1638, and in the middle we have it in the Baroque style. On the right side you have a flag from an owner. It was the Baron of Stadl, who was with this flag in a small battle against the Turks. On the left side you can see another flag when Rudolf, the Baron Rudolf von Stadl, was with the Imperator from the Holy Roman Empire in Rome and got this flag from the Pope. Here we can see some special things from 200 years before. It was also made by my grand aunts and also my grandmother. Okay, then let's go in the first saloon. This saloon called Summer Saloon. And we have a painting from my grandfather and my grandmother when they have their wedding in Rome in St. Peter's. It is painted by Anton Romaco, who was a well-known painter. Here we can see the both with the bishop from Graz, because there was a synod in that time in Rome. My grandfather is in the uniform from a sovereign knight of the Order of Maltese. Here we go on the next saloon. Here we are now in our family gallery. It's called Green Saloon. On the right side we can see our grandfather in his clothes in a time when he was a pupil. On the right side, two of his three sisters, Marguerite Bardeau and also Beatrice. Beatrice was in the First World War in the sister of Red Cross, and also she gave a lot of money in this hospital camp. On the upper here is the third sister. It is Alice. She was married with the Count of Herberstein. It's a castle nearby. Here we can see also a great-grandfather from the 17th century. He was in the French court, and here he was a notary. Our family was first known in the 13th century, and they have the right to transport the small ships on the Loire. Here on the left side we have some paintings from the family of my great-grandaunt. The family also came from France. They were on the French court and also in the military. It's a called family of the barons of Bellegarde, and also this there's a town near Saint-Tropez. It is called Bellegarde. Here we can see my grandfather. He was, and you can see he looks like myself. He was in the Austrian military in the high position. On the other side we have also a great-uncle. He was a page and Austrian from the Austrian court in the time of Franz Joseph. Here we can see also Adelaide Bellegarde, and there was a small scandal because she was painted here. She was the girlfriend from David, and David was a very important painter in the time of Napoleon, and we can see here topless on this painting from the Sabinerinnen. here I can show you some interesting thing. My grandfather was also knight from the Sovereign Order of Malta, and we can see him here with the Imperator Wilhelm of Germany. And he brought with his train, he bought a train from the Sovereign Order of Malta, Malteser Zug A, nearly 50,000 wounded soldiers from the different parts of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. When my father was born, my grandmother painted here and wrote a book, ABC, from him in the time of 1929. Here we can see A and the different paintings from the different things what they have done in the time of the Art Nouveau. Next year, our family will be here 150 years, and then we make here in our castle a special exhibition. In the time of the Second World War, there was also nearby, between Feldbach and Fehring, a monastery, and this monastery was closed in the time of the Second World War from the Nazis. And my grandmother was asked if she could organize that 10 of these ladies from this monastery could live here, and then they were here 1 year, and then they make this book for my father and my uncle, because it was in Latin, and they translated also from Latin and from the old languages from Germany. Now we go in our next room. It was the dining room from my great-grandfather and my great-grandmother. In the time when my grandfather and grandmother came here, all the rooms were not decorated. And therefore, they make this decoration in the style of the historism. And here we can see the style of Renaissance style, but it was made in the 19th century. On the other side, left from my side, we can see from Japan Imari porcelain. And here on the left side, this is my mother. She was here as a widow. When the husband died, normally the ladies had to wear these widow clothes. Here we can see in the Rococo style it is not porcelain, it is faience, what was daily used in our household. And also in my childhood, I also we used it. Now I will tell you that this faience was also bought in the wedding journey from 1870, when my grandfather and great-grandfather and great-grandmother make their wedding journey to Paris, and then later they bought also this here in London, this silver. Now we will go to the gentleman's saloon. The gentleman's saloon was the saloon of my great-grandfather. And here we will see not the coat of arms, it is on the other side to make the to be member of the Order of Malta. It was for the ladies also, and this is from my grandmother, the father of her grandfather, and so on the left side and the right side from mother's side, also from the family Lucchesi Palli. It is an Italian, Spanish family. And from my grandmother, from my great-grandmother, the grandmother was also an important person. She was the daughter of the king of both Sicily and also from the Archduchess of Austria, and she was married with the Duke of Bourbon. She was of Paris. She was, but he had to be king and she queen of France. But he was murdered after they had gone to the opera from Paris, and then she wanted that the son of her had to be king, but she made a small revolution and had to go then to the court, and was in the jail of Paris. Then she had, when she was a widow, the second husband, Lucchesi Palli married her, and she had to go to Austria and was here in asyl. And then she bought the castle of Brunsee and the castle of Weinburg. Here you have a small box for the jewels. It is in a special kind of historism also. And here is the ladies' saloon. The ladies' saloon is, I would say, all these fauteuils. We make a renovation in Timișoara because we had found it there good carpenters. And when we see outside, we can see now, we go to the window, and then we can see here a small pavilion. This small pavilion is nowadays used for the civil weddings. It is from the 17th century. Also interesting is here on the other side this big mirror. And now let's go to my office and then to my private saloon. My grandfather was also a hunter, and therefore you can see a lot of deers what he had hunted on their properties. Here you can see what they make their transport when they go on journeys. This especially is from Emma Bardeau. She was my grandmother. Here we have my office, and you can see also a painting from my wife. My wife has also a castle in Lower Austria. It is called Artstetten, and this painting had made a painter from San Andre near Timișoara, and it was a gift from the family who works nowadays for her from Timișoara. Here we have a oven from the Rococo time. This office is used for our Bardeau administration, and also for the Castle Road. I am the president of the Castle Road, and this Castle Road is since 40 years. Nowadays, since 5 years, I'm the president of this Castle Road, and nowadays we have 22 castles in Styria, 6 in Burgenland, 9 in Slovenia, and 4 in Croatia. In total 41. And last year we have the opportunity also to have 3 films, 3 from the Castle Road, and it was in Dreisat. And 2,500,000 people could see it in the television. This is 7 different tours where we can go to these castles. Now let's go to my private saloon. My private saloon is here, and here we can also see this lady is the Countess of Herberstein. For the young ladies, most important is this here. It is from Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton from the year 1910, and it was bought from my grand aunt in London. Here you have the colors of her family from the Counts of Herberstein. Oh, this is our dog, Momo. On here you can see also some paintings from my grandmother. She was the Countess of Lucchesi-Balli, and here she married from her castle Brunsee to this castle from my grandfather. He was the Count of Salm, and this now is in Slovenia since the First World War. And here you can see also in Venice, Palazzo Vendramin, and there was also an atelier from Richard Wagner. And Richard Wagner was also he was dead there. Here you can see a clock from Boule. Boule was a special architect to make this metal interiors. This is a painting from my grandmother. All what I know here, she is from my grandmother. She wrote 3 books for me for all these historic things from the family, and also from the time before. Here you can see her in the time when she was 70. Okay, then let's go. I would like to see now when you can see outside there's our park and the colors of autumn. And then I would say let's go down to our courtyard, Meierhof, and there is an interesting exhibition over castle, fortresses and palaces from all over the world. And we had this exhibition since 3 years here. This is our models, and then we will see it now. Here we have our special exhibition about the small world of the big castles. Here there is a fortress in Berediama. On the other side we have Potala Palace from Tibet. And here Dragocan in Croatia. And here's the summer residence of the Romanian royal family, Belej, in the style of the historism. Here, Marienburg, nowadays it is Marlborough Castle in Poland, from the Orden of the German Knights. Here the fortress Eltz. It is in the 38th generation owned by the family Eltz. Pierrefonds in France. And the Wolfsburg in Siberia. It is a monastery. On the other side, we have Neuschwanstein in Germany from Ludwig II. And here, this castle is in Belgium. And a huge garden, and also a garden of fruits and all other things in France, in Villandry, on the Loire river. Here we are in China, and there are the Tolu castles. Normally we can see also here a film how these castles are built. Here we are in Portugal, in Sintra. This is the Pena Palace. It looks like in these different colors, in the style of Islamic. And here, the other Romanian castle, Castle Bran. It was given back to the family Habsburg Lorraine, and the mother of Dominic Habsburg was a princess of Romania. And here is the Image Palace in Japan. Now we go to the other special exhibition in this year. Is an exhibition over Lego. Here we have also a shop from Lego. And here the kids have the opportunity to build different things with Lego. And here they are from the community of Lego from Austria, different examples from them.